This is Josie with Oakland Latinos United out here in the port of Oakland. Live with Jay number 24. Why am I on so early? I don't know. Just wanted to do something different and surprise you guys. Hopefully we get more people joining in. But I'm over here. You see the bridge over there? That's the Bay Bridge. That's the bridge you see in the Warriors logo. You see San Francisco over there on the other side. Beautiful day in the Bay Area today. Kicking back. Was out there in San Francisco earlier. Came back to Oakland. Got some food. Chilling right here in the port of Oakland. As you can see, we're right by the port. You feel me? Kicking back. Beautiful views like always. You feel me? We're right by the toll plaza, kinda. So what's up with everybody? Is anybody on here? This is Live with Jay. I'm doing it early today. I didn't get to do it last night. I got home hella late, so I didn't do it. Hello, yellow. What's up? I'm over here at the port of Oakland, kicking back. You see the Bay Bridge over there in the background. That's the same bridge you see in the Warriors, Golden State Warriors logo. And what up, Broderick Hamburger? Out here in the port of Oakland, kicking back. As you can see, just relaxing. I want to do something different. I didn't get to do the Live with Jay last night like I normally do it. I got home hella late, so what time is it? Like 5, 4, 5, something like that. So I wanted to do it early today. Try something different. See who's up on here. Who's on here, man? Say what's up. If you guys know where I'm at, if you ever been here before, we're right by the toll plaza. 545. There you go. You feel me? I just want to do a little something different. I wanted to talk about some different issues and some things that are on my mind, and hopefully you guys can join in on the conversation. But I've been watching a lot of the videos by Convict's Perspective, Gunner, LA Times, American Cholo, and Jose Soto. Cubo, how you doing? I've been watching videos by a lot of the homies from up north and from down south. And barrio towards Milpitas. Are there even barrios in Milpitas? That's a question I ask. When I go to Milpitas, there's a lot of Indians and Asians out there. But if you know of a barrio in Milpitas, let me know. Drop it, and I'll check it out when I'm in that area again. But maybe I'll do El Viso. I know El Viso's a barrio, and I want to do Horseshoe, West Side San Jose. But oh yeah, Flock. If you guys go to Irvington, yeah, man. Right now I'm in the port of Oakland. As you can see the Bay Bridge over there. But look, I wanted to talk about all this going on right now. There's a big discussion about brown unity, bro, of people breaking from the cycle of Norte and Sur. And a lot of people are talking about it, like I said, Convict's Perspective, you know, LA Times, American Cholo. A lot of people are, and press the like button if you're watching. A lot of people are. That's why they keep hating, because you press that like button if you're watching. But a lot of these folks are talking about the end, or at least maybe not an end, but at least some kind of a peace treaty out there on the streets between norteños and sureños, and especially upstate sureños and norteños. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing that there's end to hostilities in jail. I think it's a beautiful thing that people like Gunner and Trucker Cholo Trucker are doing that boxing match. I mean, I think we should do something better than a boxing match. Have a real dialogue. But if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I'm not a gangbanger, so I don't get to dictate that. But I think it's a beautiful thing that these guys that were once enemies are talking, and they're having these dialogues. You see, Oakland Latinos United. I've been talking about these things. I've been talking about these things for a long time, for a long fucking time. I've been talking about unity between Raza, the end to Norte and Sur, way back. And those of you who have been following me from way back know that I've been doing this. That I've been doing Oakland Latinos United since 2007. Those of you who've been following me, at least on YouTube. And I can say, there was, yeah, I don't know why it keeps cutting out. But there was no raza on YouTube back when I was doing this. It's beautiful to see a lot of different raza point of views now. I mean, seeing so many Chicano channels, bro, and Latino and raza channels. It's a beautiful thing, man. Because what's up, brother? But AVC Oaktown. But it's a beautiful thing to see more raza on YouTube, more Latinos talking about raza issues. Because when I started this, bro, I was the first. I was like the Lone Ranger on here. And I used to talk about Norte unity and Sureño unity and and I'm not talking about some unity where we play kumbaya and hold hands to the end of time, but some kind of form of respect of each other. I know that people say there's blood on both sides, and there is blood on both sides. People have been killed on both sides. People have been hurt on both sides. People have had family members lost on both sides. Mothers have cried on both sides. And too many Martys, Marty Conis. But it's just it is true. A lot of families have suffered from this. A lot of families have been destroyed by this. You know what I mean? And it's just a beautiful thing that people are finally starting to have some kind of dialogue. Because look, I've been because I talked about these things. I've been threatened on YouTube. I've been called a dropout. I've been called a bitch. I've been called a fake, a preacher, a fake activist. I've been called everything, man. I've been called everything simply because I said maybe we shouldn't be fighting each other no more. I swear to God, Nando, I've been called everything: a bitch, a sellout, a dropout, a snitch. I mean, you name it, bro. I've been called it. People have said they were gonna shoot me. You know what I mean? A lot of different things. People have trolled me simply because I said, yeah. Simply because I've said there should be unity on these streets, man. Look, that city right there that you're looking at, San Francisco. It's gentrified now. You know what I mean? A lot of white people live there. A lot of Asians live there. A lot of raza has been put, and black people have been pushed out of San Francisco because of the gentrification. We need to on both sides come together and talk like men. Exactly. But, in San Francisco, the Mission, the Mission District, that used to be a fucking war zone. And those of you who are from the Bay Area, from my era, know what I'm talking about. San Francisco, I always tell people, San Francisco was the Mission was the only barrio in Northern California I ever been to where I was literally afraid for my life. And this coming from someone from East Oakland, you know what I mean? But my point is, press the like button if you're on here, because I think that might be why they're hating. But what my point is, so many youngsters died in San Francisco over Norte and Sur, over Mara Salvatrucha, 19th Street, 24th Street. You know what I mean? E-Mob, the Tenderloin, wherever. And blacks as well, who were from Hunters Point and Fillmore and different hoods. You know what I mean? And for what? All this bloodshed for some motherfucking techie motherfucking hipsters and yuppies could come, overprice the neighborhoods, buy up everything, and kick out the raza. You know what I mean? All this bloodshed for what? We can't even live in what was once our own barrio because we've been overpriced by Chinese. My thing is, people have died even in Oakland, man. In Oakland, people have been dying. Like I said, people have been, losing their lives over gangbanging, border brothers, norteños, sureños, selling dope here in Oakland as well. And the same thing is happening in Oakland. The city's getting gentrified. People are getting pushed out. It's getting really expensive. You know what I mean? And for what, man? Our youth are out here dying on these streets. And the homicide rate has been going up in Oakland this year. There have been a lot of homicides in Oakland again. You know what I mean? It had calmed down, but it's starting to get bad. So what I'm saying, the end to hostilities and some kind of like peace agreement between barrios and hoods, man. It's about time, bro. I mean, yeah, I'm old. I'm 43 years old, and I'm not a gangbanger. So some might say, well, it's not your space to talk about it because you didn't live that life. And it's true, I didn't live that life, but I had a lot of friends who did. I had a lot of homies who were part of that lifestyle. My brothers were part of that lifestyle. It was in front of me all my life. So I grew up seeing our people destroy each other. So yes, as a Chicano, as a raza from the Bay Area, from Califas, from Aslan, yeah, I'm gonna have an opinion about this. I don't give a fuck if I'm not a Sureño, or not a Norteño, or not a border brother, or not a whatever. I'm gonna speak on it simply because whether you're Norteño, Sureño, border brother, Mara Salvatrucha, whatever, you're Latino, you're raza, you're Chicano, you're brown, just like me, just like my mom, just like my dad, just like my fucking grandparents, and just like my brothers and sisters and aunts and nephews, etc. So yes, I'm gonna have something to say about it, whether you like it or not. And that's just the real. You feel me? That's the real. That's why I've been talking about this war for years and years. Even though people have hated on me and talked shit to me, I've been talking about it for years. Now, I'm glad that people that are of that authority are talking about it now, like Gunner, like Flaco and Rojo Comics Perspective, like Cholo Trucker, like American Cholo, like LA Times, and so many others that are out there talking about these issues now. They live that lifestyle, so yes, they have a little bit more say in it. You feel me? But oh yeah, gentrification is for sure coming to Texas, especially with all the people from California. Once you start getting tech companies in California and in Texas, bro, it's over. You know what I mean? The tech companies are the ones that really do that. They kill each other, go to prison, they make their money. Exactly. Exactly. And I used to tell people that, in my early videos, I actually used to show statistics of how much money the Oakland police makes, the coroner makes, the one that investigates the deaths, how much money the um the detectives get. It's a lot of money, man. Elon Musk moved his company to Texas. Yeah, oh yeah, Elon Musk is gonna rape Texas, man. Best believe it. But us as Rasa, man, we gotta change, bro. We really gotta change. We really gotta start teaching our young instead of downing our young. You see, this one thing I disagree with Gunner is he downs the young a lot. He always talks shit about them, and it's like I understand where he's coming from. Yeah, some of the youngsters and some of the things they do, I totally get. It's weird, it's different, but every old generation says that about a new generation. The OGs were saying the same thing about us. I'm 43 years old, so when I was like 13, 14, 15, the old generation, the people that were me and Gunner's age, were people from the 50s and 60s. And they used to say that we were no good, we had no respect, we didn't know how to dress, we wore baggy pants, and our pants looked like we shitted on ourselves, and blah, blah, blah. It's funny because they used to criticize us for wearing baggy pants, and now we criticize the new generation for wearing tight pants. So it's kind of like people don't understand tight, baggy, tight, baggy. If you know history of fashion, it comes and goes. Like in the 1940s, it was the baggy look. The baggy look. In the 1920s, it was the tight look. In the 1950s, it was kind of like the straight look. You know what I mean? And in the 60s, it was the tight look again. And then in the 70s, it went to a hoto look. The whole bell bottoms and tight ass pants. You know what I mean? So, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. But I think we shouldn't down the young, man. If anything, we should be there for the young. And we should guide them, man, as best we can, instead of talking shit about them, that they're this, that, because that just makes us look like we're old haters that are washed up that we're washed up and our time is gone and we're out of touch. You know what I mean? That's what it makes us seem like, bro. And I'm not here to call out anyone, not Gunner, not nobody, but I hear a lot of dudes out there say the youth, the this, the that, and I get it. I get it. The youth are misguided. I get it, man. I was young too once. I was misguided. You know what I mean? I kicked it with a rough crowd. The grandpas, exactly. I kicked it with a rough crowd. I didn't have no respect for my elders. When I was young, if an older dude told me, "Hey, Jose, blah blah blah," man, fuck this old motherfucker. Literally, that would be my attitude. My attitude would be like, "Fuck this old motherfucker. I'm not gonna listen to what he has to say because I know what's best." Now, guys are carrying man purses, but you know what, bro? I'm gonna tell you something. When I go to Mexico, when I went to Colombia, bro, people wear like man type purses all the time out there, bro. It's not a big deal. It's only a big deal here in the United States, but in other countries, nobody trips off it. You know what I mean? Because indigenous people used to wear man purses. The indigenas, our ancestors. You feel me? But yeah. I mean, yeah. When I was young, bro, I respected the OGs, but at the same time, they annoyed me. And it's no different now, bro. It's no different now. You know what I mean? The youth are hearing us say this and that. And like, man, fuck these old dudes. You know what I mean? I had youngsters tell me that before. Ah, you know, you guys are just, you're out of touch. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. And you know, it's like, okay, if that's what you want to, like, you know, some youngsters have told me like, oh, fuck you, Jose, you're old, you're this and whatever. But I always tell them, you got to remember, I have life experiences. I've been through a lot of things. I'm 43 years old. You know, when you were born, I was fucking women. You know what I mean? Probably your mom was one of the ones I was dating at the time. I mean, I got to come at them like that sometimes. So it's like, you can't tell me anything. You feel me? It's, you know, I've been there. I've been around the block. I know, you know, what's going on. But if you guys are out there, press that like button. You know what I mean? Help out the channel one time, you know. But yeah, it's just like I try to guide the youth. Even within my own channel, I try, you know, I don't talk shit about the youth because there's no point in me talking shit about them, because if I talk shit about them and keep berating them, they're not gonna have respect for me, bro, nor would I expect them to have respect for me. But I get it. I get it. They're funny styling. They're different. You know what I mean? They're not like us. You know what I mean? We had our own on that. We had our own thing, but that's the past, man. That's the past, and it's never coming back, unfortunately. And the thing is, a lot of homies out there, let's just be real, a lot of homies out there were not there for the youth, bro. They were in jail, or they were getting caught up. They were gangbanging, selling dope, going in and out of prison, you know, being reckless, or they were leaving the women with the children to be to the moms to be single moms, and that's a detriment to a young boy, is to be raised by a single mom. You know what I mean? There is good in it, but there's also bad in it without having a male role model. I believe that. You know, you might disagree with me, and it's fine. You know what I mean? I grew up with my dad and my mom, and I think I came out okay. I used to get annoyed too when I'll just try to collect up, but just sit and take it on, absorb. What's up, El Quintanilla? Yeah, like sometimes, look, the youngsters, when you give youngsters clutch up, they're gonna listen. Something's gonna sink in. They may not listen completely. They may be like, you know, this old motherfucker. But something's gonna come in, because I used to listen to my elders when I was young, even when they would talk shit about us. You know, like I told you, the funny thing is, in my generation, I remember the older people used to say that we wear baggy pants and we look like we shit in our pants. Why do we wear our clothes like that? That's what I remember the older people telling us. It's funny now, it's the opposite. We're telling them they wear funny pants because they're wearing them tight. But back then, the OGs were saying, you know, your pants are too baggy. Why do you wear them like that? You know what I mean? I remember that. My dad used to clown my clothes. He's like, pareces como un pinche cholo. ¿Por qué te vistes así? You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember those, of course. You know what I mean? And that's what they used to tell us, because, you know, our parents didn't grow up in a generation where people were wearing baggy pants. They were wearing more like fitted pants, like today, basically. They weren't wearing them as tight as today, but in the 70s they were, though. In the 70s, I think that was the real Joto generation, was the 70s. But that's just me. The 70s, man. Go look at pictures of how men dressed in the 70s and then come back and tell me something. But yeah, man, it's but going back to what I originally was talking about, it's a beautiful thing that these dialogues are happening. with, with Gunner, with Convict's Perspective, with American Cholo. Well, not American Cholo, but Cholo Trucker, with the LA Times dude, Sonny Boy Local, and the other homies. And just in general, it seems like there's a consensus out there of people who are tired of the nonsense. The thing is, if you want to be a strategist of war, you can't have a war all the time. There has to be some balance. You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's diplomacy. There's a reason why groups have mutual respect, because it's not good to be at war, because you don't make money in war. You don't gain anything in war. You know what I mean? Very rarely. Yeah, you might have one group that'll defeat another group, but a lot of times, even though there was a defeat, the war keeps going on in different ways. And that's the thing that I think a lot of norteños and sureños haven't realized. Maybe they're realizing it now, but for many years they weren't. And I think the norteños and the upstate sureños, man, they need to get it together, man, and come to the table with something, even if it's just a mutual respect. Like I said, it doesn't mean that they gotta love each other and hold hands and you know sing kumbaya, but there's enough of us out here on these streets, man. Enough for a lot of people. And there's no reason for people to be at war and be killing each other. Yes, unity. There's no reason. And I grew up with this shit. I mean, I'm not lying. Trust me, I grew up with this shit. I've been to hella funerals. You know? Kids need to grow up. Yeah, I've been to hella funerals. I've known hella families that lost people, man. You know? We all have, especially if you grew up in a place like Oakland, or grew up in a place like San Francisco or San Jose or LA or Sacramento. You're gonna know people, you know what I mean? They got killed, or you're gonna know families gonna be affected by this. And for what? You know what I mean? For what? You know, for what? You die and they don't even remember you. The next generation is gonna be like, who? OG who? Oh, remember Puppet from 36? I'm just making up a name. Who? The new generation of 36 gonna be like, who? Puppet? Who's that fool? I never heard of that nigga. Seriously, I've seen that before. I've actually went up to youngsters and been like, yeah, my brother's TJ from 36. And they're like, who? I'm like, TJ. I never heard of him. So I'm like, okay. You know. So that's how it is, bro. That's how it goes. You know. They probably don't even know who I am. Oakland Latinos United. Who the hell's that? I ain't never heard of that guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It's just to me it's beautiful. See, the boxing thing is cool. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% a fan of boxing, and I think it is what it is. I'm not, it's not big, but it's beautiful to me that they're at least doing it. And it's gonna bring two sides together, man. You know. Somebody asked me who am I going for? I don't know. It's hard to tell, man. Because, Gunner seems like he's kind of big and yoked and has experience, I guess, with fights in the pinta and in the streets. But then that American Cholo guy, he knows how to box, I guess. He was a boxer at one point, so it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I really can't say who I'm rooting for. All I'm saying, man, is whether Gunner wins, whether Trucker Cholo wins, it's just a beautiful thing to see these two groups that have traditionally hated each other. And you got to remember, a lot of these guys were members of the higher uppers of the organization of Norteños and Sureños, the Mexican Mafia, the Nuestra Familia. You know what I mean? And somebody said who's boxing, American Cholo. No, not American Cholo. Why can't I keep saying Cholo Trucker and Gunners Collective. What's up in Oakland? There's been a lot of shootings. I don't know, bro. I mean, there's been a lot of shootings this year since last year, bro. I don't know if they're mostly black on black shootings or if they're raza shootings or both. But, there have been a lot of shootings in Oakland, man. A lot. Almost every week, every night you hear about a shooting in the town. There was a shooting, I think, just a couple of days ago in Oakland. But Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I mean, it had calmed down for a long time, and it's been getting bad since the COVID, it seems like. I mean, the shootings never really went away, but they had calmed down a lot. But now it's like people are going back to like 1990s. Do you like MMA or boxing? I don't have nothing against it. I'm not big on it. I watch it. You know what I mean? I would like to train in it to kick some ass, but probably get me back into shape. But yeah, man. When you get older, you have kids, you realize life is short, and you appreciate being alive. San Francisco been cracking with crime this year. Yeah, there been a lot of attacks in San Francisco. There was an attack on two Asian ladies by some J-Cat, some 50-year-old black dude who just stabbed two Asian ladies randomly in downtown San Francisco in the Muni stab. I mean, that's horrible, man. What the hell's wrong with these people, man? Fucking too many weirdos out there, man. I'm telling you, too many fools on some J-Cat shit out there, you know. And yeah, these attacks, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. That already created a racial division, for sure, because yeah, the Asian community is not going to be trustful of the black community because of this, you know what I mean? And I can't blame them, you know what I mean? Because these attacks, unfortunately, they keep happening, and the perpetrators lot more than likely are black. So it's like, what can you do, man? People are saying you can't call it out because you'll be labeled racist, but you got to call a spade sometimes. It is what it is, No matter whose feelings get hurt, it's like, talk to the youth of your community. Again, you got to talk to the youth of your community, man, because a lot of these guys, most of the ones doing this are youth, even though the latest attack was a 50-year-old guy that did it. But yeah, man, it's just one of them things, man. One of them ever so fucked up things in life. But yeah, man, just chilling out here. It's a beautiful day in the Bay Area. You see the Bay Bridge, San Fran over there on the other side. You feel me? Chilling over here by the Port of Oakland. You see the boats over there. But yeah, man, I was just chilling here earlier, eating some food, and wanted to go on this live feed and just talk to y'all because I didn't get to do a live with Jay yesterday because I was out and I didn't come home till real late. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna surprise everyone and do it today. So how's everybody doing, man? Does everybody have any questions? Anything they want to add on or say? Anything they want to ask me? How's everybody's day been doing? Hopefully you guys have been doing good. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask, let me know. Shoot it. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about. Was basically the dialogue between norteños, sureños, the end to hostilities in jail, and yeah, man. Hopefully there could be end of hostilities on the streets, man, and people can get past this, man, because it's really not gonna take you anywhere, man. The world's a beautiful place, bro. You don't want to end up gangbanging or selling dope or going to jail or wasting your life away for nothing, man. It's not worth it, you know. Have you heard about the radical Latino? He panders to black people too much. Which radical Latino? I don't know. I know a lot of radical Latinos pander to black people, or they pander to other people, and then they talk shit about their own people. That's very typical with a lot of Latino activists. It's especially the more modern ones. It wasn't so much so in the past, but the modern ones do it a lot. The radical Latino. No, I'll look him up, bro. I've never heard of him, bro. I've never heard of him. Where's he from? Is he from the Bay Area? But yeah, I never heard of him. I'll look into him though, for sure. Just like somebody else told me about a guy named OG del Rancho, and I checked this stuff out. It's I don't agree with everything he says, but he has some good points. But I don't agree with everything he says. But it's pretty entertaining. New York, okay. Look up OG del Rancho. He's interesting. He has an interesting perspective on things. But yeah, there's a dude named OG del Rancho. I think he's from LA. He kind of has some interesting perspectives to say also. My videos early on were very political and very intellectual. And I know a lot of people talk about black and brown unity and stuff like that, and I have nothing wrong with having unity with other people. You know what I mean? And a lot of us, especially those of us who grew up in Oakland, we grew up around a lot of black people. So we don't have a problem so much with black people. But unfortunately, there is a big disrespect between blacks and browns, especially a lot of it coming from blacks sometimes. And there has to be a mutual respect of each other, and there has to be unity within ourselves, within blacks, within raza, before we could have unity with anyone else. And I learned that from a black person, believe it or not. And that's the truth. How are we going to have unity with other races if we can't even have unity with ourselves? When we're still killing each other over Norte and Sur and BBs and Mara Salvatrucha and Latin Kings and whatever, you know what I mean? How can we have unity with anybody? How can black people have unity with everybody when they're killing each other over Crips and Bloods, over drugs, over this, over that? And it's the same cycle. You have to break from that cycle before anyone could have unity with anyone else. And that's just the truth. And there has to be respect between both communities before you could have any type of unity type of thing. I mean, it's a beautiful slogan, black and brown unity. I have nothing against it. I think it would be beautiful. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of blacks and Latinos and raza that get along and have unity. But as a whole, as a collective, you know what I mean? Until we get our shit together and they get their shit together, it's just not going to happen. It's going to be a pipe dream. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful or be an asshole. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And I just hope that I can live to see the day when both of our communities get our shit together. You know what I mean? Seriously. And that's I hope, man. I'm already seeing. I like Oye, but he is too obsessed with Spain. Exactly. That's why I said I don't agree with everything he says. What's with the beef with LA, Hispanics, and Bears trying to outdo each other, although the stars are the same goals? Well, I mean that goes to prison politics, bro. That started with the Norte and Sur, the Mexican mafia, the Nuestra Familia. You could look up. There's plenty of videos on that. Just look up Nuestra Familia or Mexican Mafia or Norteños and Sureños, and you'll find plenty of stuff on the history of how that started, bro. You know what I mean? But, yeah, OG del Rancho, I like what he says, but yes, you are right. His obsession with Spain, his obsession with the Spanish monarchy is kind of creepy, and that's the only thing that kind of turns me away from him. But he talks about interesting stuff. Like, a lot of his stuff is on par with some of the stuff I be saying sometimes, which is interesting because I don't hear a lot of people. But yeah, but like I was saying, the whole Spain thing is kind of weird. But yeah, man, if anyone got any questions, anything, or maybe something they want to add on to anything I've been talking about today, let me know. Throw it in the comments, you know what I mean? Hopefully you're enjoying this live feed. I'm out here kicking back in the port of Oakland, just chilling. You feel me? Relaxing on a beautiful, hot day. You know what I mean? It feels like summertime already out here today. I'm wearing shorts because it's warm, but it's a beautiful day in the Bay. I was out in San Francisco earlier, out here by the port of Oakland, kicking back. So yeah, man, like I said, feel free to add on to the conversation. If you want to ask any questions or have anything you want to throw in the conversation, let me know. Put it down there in the comments, But yeah, man, it's just yeah, like I said, I never thought I would live to see the day where at least there was some kind of dialogue between Norteños and Sureños. Something. It may not be perfect, but something. I know there's going to be a lot of burros out there, a lot of hard-headed people. They're going to say, oh, well, we can't have unity with the Sureños or with the Norteños because there's too much bloodshed, there's too much this, there's too much that. But the thing is, a lot of the youngsters that are throwing that narrative weren't even alive when a lot of these beefs got started. This has been going on for almost 4 generations now, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm just glad that I'm alive to see some sort of dialogue. I'm glad that I'm made to see it, you know what I mean? After seeing so many people lose their lives over this kind of stuff, you feel me? So many years, I'm 43 years old. I've been hearing about people getting killed over gangs and drugs and Norte and Sur since the 80s, bro. It's like almost 40 years, 30 years. It's a long time and a lot of bloodshed. you know? But it is what it is, man. So yeah, man, like I said, if you guys want to add anything to the conversation, or if you have any questions or anything you want to say, just throw it in the comments, man. Let me know what's up, bro. I'll answer it, or just throw, if you want to add to the conversation. What's your take on, like, say, the boxing match with what's his name? Like, most of today's generation killed just to kill with no knowledge of the history. Yeah, but I think most generations were like that, because they're even when I was growing up, people were fighting over the same thing, and a lot of people didn't understand the history of it, or where it came from. And it's you're a kid. The internet didn't exist back then in my generation, so it's more understandable. It was just like, you wear this color, you're from this side, and they wear that color, and they're from that side. So how about it, Haas? Go at it with each other and kill each other, and that's how it was. That's how it was, man. And a lot of people, like I said, have lost their lives, have died. You know, chilling out here in the port of Oakland. You know, but yeah, man. So what's up with everybody? So nobody want to throw into the conversation. Let me know what's up. How you liking this live feed today? How was your day? Any questions you want to throw at me? You know, but yeah, man. Like I said earlier, man. Like, every generation, even back with the youngster thing, every generation is gonna say that the new generation is hard headed, is full of shit, doesn't listen, it's disrespectful, it's this, it's that, it's funny styling. They used to say the same thing when I was young. They used to say the same thing when um, when my brother was young, and they probably used to say the same thing when my dad was young. You feel me? And yeah, man. Chivo, the Dominican guy? No, I never heard of him. I'll look him up. I look up a lot of YouTube. When people tell me a lot of Raza YouTubers, bro, I check them out. It's beautiful to see Raza YouTubers, man, because, like I said, when I started this, bro, you could probably count the Latinos on YouTube with your hands, bro, and I was one of the few. There was no Raza on the YouTube. YouTube was, for the most part, dominated by black and white people at that time. You know what I mean? That was probably the majority of the people who were putting out content back then. There were a lot of black nationalists on YouTube back then. There was even white nationalists, believe it or not. There was liberals, a lot of liberals, a lot of not different type of people. I remember one Latino dude, but he never really talked about things on a Latino tip. His name was Holy Faded Soldier. I don't know if you guys remember that guy. He was from, like, New Jersey, I think. And that dude was hella funny. He was Guatemalan and Puerto Rican, but he was hella funny. He used to make some skit called The Internet Norteño or something like that. That shit used to have me laughing. He was like, Cuatro por vida, cuatro por vida. I don't know if you guys remember or ever heard of that dude. He was like one of the early YouTube, like me, one of the early YouTubers, man. Because even I can put myself as one of the early YouTubers, because I was one of the early YouTubers. You feel me? But yeah, man. So what's going on with everybody, man? Who's out there? What's up, man? Where you at? Say something to me. Talk to me. What's going on, man? I ran it and raved for hella long. Any questions? Anything you want to ask me, or anything, man? Just throw it in the comments, man. But yeah, man. It's just a nice day today. Nice day to wear shorts. I was wearing shorts today and a t-shirt. It's a beautiful freaking day, man. You know. Even in San Fran, I was in San Francisco earlier, and even out there it was hella hot. You feel me? In San Pancho. But yeah, man. But yeah, or any barrio tours anybody want me to do, let me know. Anything, man. I haven't done a barrio tours in maybe about a month, probably, so it would be nice to do a new one. But yeah, bro, if anybody wants to say anything, just throw it in the comment sections. You know. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully you had a... Did you go to Fremont High School? No, I didn't. I think I told the story before. I left to Sacramento during high school because of just I left, put it like that. There was some problems with the family, and I ended up going to Sacramento. So I went to high school in a school called Hiram Johnson, but I only lasted in Sacramento 3 years, and I came back to Oakland, and I finished schooling out here. But I never got to go to a high school in Oakland, and I'm kind of glad because I did not like the Oakland School District. I'm gonna make a video about my experience with the Oakland School District one day. I didn't like Sacramento School District either, but Oakland School District was pretty fucked up. They fucked me up in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? But I'm a man who perseveres, so I don't play the victim mentality and feel sorry for myself. I just overcome it, and that's it, bro. You feel me? But yeah, the Oakland School District, it was fucked up. But no, I didn't get to go to Fremont or Castlemont or McClymonds or Oakland Tech or Oakland High. None of those schools because I left to Sacramento during that period of time. I left from 92 and I came back in 90, I want to say early 95. So yeah, I was out in Sacktown to Mactown. But yeah, it's always gonna be town business with me. You feel me? But yeah. Why did you go to Fremont High School? But yeah, someone says they're in Union City. Union City. Shout out to Alvarado, old school Alvarado and Dakota, Barrio Dakota out there. But yeah, man, my life has been very complex, but I le sigo. Oh, you went to Fremont? Yeah, I didn't get to go to Fremont. I went to yeah, a school called Hiram Johnson. Actually, if you look up in my videos, I made a video about Hiram Johnson, about my experience there. You could watch it. You could watch it on there. It's if you go in my video section, you'll see it. I talk about my experience in Sacramento and why I ended up going to high school in Sacramento. It's a pretty good video. It breaks down, you know, how I ended up in Sacramento and how much Sacramento was a cultural shock. Coming from Oakland, all I knew was Oakland and the Bay Area. And then I moved to Sacramento and it was just totally different out there, man. It was just a completely different mentality. At least at that time it was. I don't know how Sacramento is. Okay, you went to Roosevelt. That's over there by San Antonio Park. Yeah, man. I went to Calvin Simmons for a little bit, and then I moved to Sac, and I ended up going to Hiram Johnson. But yeah, and I went to elementary called Franklin. I don't know if you know where Franklin is, over there by Funktown. I went there when I was a kid. Juno, I was supposed to go to Lazier, but again, the Oakland School District fucked me up. And I ended up going to a school that wasn't even in my barrio, in my hood. You feel me? I ended up going all the way to Funktown to school, and I lived in East 7th Street by Jingletown. You went to Franklin? Ah, that's cool. What year did you go there? I went to Franklin in 87, 88, and 89. That's when I went to Franklin. Maybe that was before your time. You feel me? I was like that motherfucker when the 89 earthquake hit. Way back in the days. Ah, man. These beautiful views. I'm 2 years older than you. Oh, okay. So you were there around the same time I was there. Maybe I knew you or seen you around. But yeah, man. So you remember that era? You remember the 89 earthquake, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco. But yeah, man. Who was your teacher at Franklin? If you don't mind me asking. I remember I used to know this really cool teaching assistant. Her name was Mrs. Navarro. I remember she was hella cool. She was hella cool. I used to have a class. We probably knew the same people. Did you know Hilario Vaca or Jesus Zamora or Pablo? Did you know those dudes? Or Tomas Francisco? I used to know all those dudes, bro. I used to kick it with all them. I think Hilario Vaca used to go to school, used to live in the deep, bro, but he used to come to school at Franklin. I don't know if you remember that dude. He kind of looked like a white boy, but he was a Chicano. You feel me? But yeah, man, and I knew this one, this one character named Jesus Zamora. That was my little homie, but that dude was a character if I ever seen one. But yeah, man, good times at Franklin, man. I remember that school, man. I have some funny stories about that elementary school, bro. It was funny, bro. It was hella funny. I remember when I was there, we got into a few fights with the Asians, bro, because the Asians used to try to punk the Mexican kids. White boy Danny, maybe. I do remember seeing a white dude around, but the only dude that was a white dude though was Hilario Vaca. He looked like a white dude, but he was a Chicano. He was the one that stands out in my mind. I remember there was another kid too who used to dress like a cholo, bro, and he used to always have like a long tail in the back, bro. I forget his name though. I used to always see him around all the time. He used to always talk shit to my friend Jesus all the time. But yeah, man, I don't remember his name though. That was back in the days. But I remember the Asians though, bro. They used to try to punk us, bro. And one time we got into a fight with them. Used to kick it with UNT, with Barrio 60s, Los 60s. Yeah, I remember UNT. Hell yeah. Well, when I left Oakland, man, I left what, in 91, 92? Yeah, 91, 92. That's when UNT was starting to form, you know. Oh, and Quince? Yeah, I remember Quince. Oh, yeah. My brother was from 36, bro, and I knew homies from East 7th Street, from 36, 38. Those were the folks I knew. You feel me? Oh, and I knew some cats from Fruitvale Gangsters. I know you knew some of the cats from Fruitvale. I know you probably knew Gumby. Gumby from Fruitvale, that's my boy right there. And yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I remember another dude too, man. He was homies with my brother. His name was Javier Tello. They called him Capone. He got murdered supposedly by Quince, like in the early 90s. I remember that too, bro. That was pretty crazy when that happened. I was already in Sacramento though when that happened, but I remember it. That was a wild time. But yeah, I remember that. Didn't the UNTs used to claim green rag? If I remember, I remember they used to claim green rags or something like that back in the days. But yeah, I remember that. You know, I even met the old 60s, the original 60s before the UNTs, the ones from the documentary. I don't know if you ever seen the documentary. I met Bean and all those dudes and Sapo and all those OG dudes from my brother. My brother knew all those guys. And Twinkie and all them fools. So I had met them. They were the original 60 generation. And then after them, it was the UNTs that came around. But yeah, man, that was the old school days. Old school Oaktown. Oaklawn, like fools used to say back then. Yeah, man. But yeah, my brother, he laced me up on collection on hella gangs back then because he was gang banging. You know, he told me about Wino Park, Barrio Oakland Locals, 41st, 46, 41st, you know, Quince, San Antonio Park, you know, Fruitvale, all those old ass hoods. 96 Locals. He used to talk about all them cliques back in the days. But yeah, man, those are the old days. I was a little kid back then, but I remember a lot of that stuff. Yeah, 46 and Melrose. Yeah, my brother knew all them dudes from 46 Locals. But I never seen Paisas, you know, the second generation UNT, okay. But, yeah, my bro, I never seen the Asians try to punk Paisas at my time. It was just, the Asians, you know, they used to get punked a lot by Chicanos and by blacks, so they started fighting back, which is natural, you know what I mean? Just like the Paisas were getting punked by the Norteños, that's why they became upstate Sureños, a lot of them. And, you know, that's just how it goes, man. But yeah, man, or they became Border Brothers, which was the other big clique around here. But yeah, man, it was yeah, we got into a couple fights with some Asian dudes at Franklin, bro, on some racial shit too, back in the days. That white boy Danny, by the way, do you know if you told me if I knew we had riots against the Asians. Yeah. That dude Danny, do you know, is it the same white dude at Franklin that got caught with a knife because he was going to stab some Asian dude? Let me know if that's him, because I remember a white dude who got caught with a knife, and he said he was going to shank some Asian dudes that were trying to punk him. Maybe that was the same dude, because I do remember a white dude now who did get caught at Franklin with a knife and got suspended back in the days. Yeah, man. Those were the old days, man. Today, it's all peace and love with me, bro. I have no problems with nobody. Yep, that's him. Okay, I do remember him now. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't know him real well, but I do remember seeing him around. Yeah, man. I was there when he got caught with the knife because he was going to shank some chinos, bro. He was like ready to shank them, and the hall monitor seen him. I guess these Asian dudes had been punking him or something like that, and he pulled out a knife on them. He was about to shank them fools. Oh, man, that shit was crazy. He used to kick it when he's 15. Orale. Yeah. Like I said, I remember another dude, too. He was a youngster, bro. Like, he was about my age, and he used to dress cholo down, bro. At Franklin, he used to wear khakis, and he used to have, like, a long tail, bro. You know, I didn't know him though, cause we didn't have the same class, but I used to see him around. I remember he almost got into a fight with my homie. But yeah, man. Yeah, those were the good old days, man. I was a little kid back then. I was just a little mocoso, bro, learning about the world. You feel me? Living in the early turmoil of Oakland, cause that's what the crack epidemic, man. That's the crack era when Oakland was off the hook, bro. That was the first time Oakland was really crazy back then. Those of you who remember that. You know, it was no joke. And then I moved to Sacramento. It was pretty bad out there, too. I experienced a couple of riots at the high school I went to in Sacramento, man. I just never got involved with anybody in Sacramento that much like that, bro. Because people wanted to get me in their drama. I said, I'm cool, man. I'm not from Sac, so I'm not getting in your Sacramento drama. I'm from the town. You feel me? But yeah, man. But yeah, I've been on here. Did you know Knack from East 15th? The name sounds familiar, bro. I didn't know a lot of dudes from Quince, bro. Unfortunately, you know, partly because my brother didn't used to really like them back in the days. They used to kind of have like beef with them between the 30s and the Quince back in the 80s and early 90s. So I wasn't too exposed to them, bro. You know, I used to hear about them and see them around, but I didn't know too many of them. I met that one dude. What's his name? The homie that used to rap. He was hella cool. Big Dan. I knew him, and I met a couple other dudes from Kingston that were hella cool too. But I didn't know them like that. Like kick it. I know more people like from East 7, from 36, 38, from those areas. Fruitvale. That's kind of the people I knew more than Kingston. But hey, man, I never had a problem with Kingston. You know, I wasn't involved in that stuff. My brother was the one that was kind of like tricking off them way back in the days. But, you know, that's how it was. Oh, Jingletown. Yeah, Jingletown was notorious back in the days, bro. Because I have two brothers. My older brother got jumped by Jingletown in the 80s, bro. Right there in front of La Barca Market. It was already there back then, right there on 27th and East 9th. My brother got jumped right there in front of that market. Because he used to have a girlfriend that used to live right by that market. Yeah, man. I was little back then, though. But yeah, man. So it's been about an hour, and I did this live feed with you guys. Live with Jay. You know what I mean? Something unexpected, a different time, different place. You know what I mean? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this over here at the Port of Oakland. If you guys want to send a shout out before I get off, send me the town you're calling from, where you at, or listening from. What city you're in? Are you in the town? Are you in Hayward? Are you in Frisco? Are you in the Central Valley? Where you at? Yeah, I'll be on here next Sunday. You know what I mean? If you have any questions or anything you want to throw or add on before I get off, I'm going to get off soon. But I wanted to do this live feed with y'all, man, and because I didn't do it yesterday, because I actually was going to do it, but I came home hella late, so I didn't get to do it. So I did it today at a different time, different place, kind of unexpected, but I did it, and we had cool listeners and cool conversations, and yeah, man, shouts out from South City. What's up to Cypress Park and C Street? But yeah, man. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's live feed. Like I said, man, I'm glad to see some dialogues happening between like old norteños and old sureños. Maybe they could get these youngsters in line, man, to stop killing each other and stop hating each other and have some kind of respect for each other. You know what I mean? Shouts out from San Lorenzo or San Lorenzo. Yeah, man. What about Dro Cities? Anybody from the Dro? But yeah, man. I'm just kicking back. Probably gonna head back to the house now, and like I said, out here in the port of Oakland, kicking back. Beautiful view of San Fran. You know what I mean? So, like always, man, tune in to my live feeds every Sunday, and sometimes I'll have a random live feed in between the week. Once again, like and subscribe to my channel. Like my IG, Oakland Latinos United. Like my Facebook, Oakland Latinos United. And feel free to comment on any video, like any video, share any video, or anything you see on my IG or Facebook. Feel free to share it and like it or comment. And I'll see you guys next time. This Jose out.